All right, y'all. The new thing for today, I have a shortcut for you guys. Okay. So the last couple times we practiced finding the vertex, I've asked you to find the 2 points, and then we find the average in the middle and plug that number back in. But the quadratic formula actually gives us a little shortcut. Okay. Instead of having to find the two solutions, find the average in between them, and then plug that back in, we can use this little mini equation. X is equal to negative b over 2a, okay? And that is a shortcut that we can use to find just the x value, okay? And I want to look for just a minute at where that equation comes from, okay? That equation is basically this part of the quadratic formula, right? We've got our negative b in the front, we've got our 2a down on the bottom. And if we just ignore the square root part, and this has a name, we're going to get to this later in the week. But if we just look at this part, okay, negative b over 2a will actually pop out this number in the middle, okay? It'll give us our x value, which will save us a little bit of time if you're looking for that shortcut, okay? This thing here is called the discriminant, and again, we'll talk about this later in the week, but basically that number plus or minus just scoots our answer from this middle number, the negative b over 2a, the plus or minus scoots it out each way to give us those two solutions, okay? So I'm going to work a quick problem using the shortcut, and then you guys are going to do a quick round to pick them in your boat books, okay? So for this first one, we have the problem y equals x squared minus 10x plus 16. If you want to work along with me on your whiteboard, this might be a good time for that, right? And remember, our shortcut is negative b over 2a. Okay, and our A's and B's work the exact same way as they did in Skill 18. Okay, our A here is going to be 1, right? There's no number in front of x squared. Our B is 10, and our C in this problem is 16, but you might have noticed we don't actually use that in this little shortcut. Okay, so we're going to plug in our numbers. We end up with negative 10 divided by 2 times A, which is 1. Okay, negative 10 is negative 10. 2 times 1 is 2. We end up with negative 5, okay? And you hopefully see that that's a little bit shorter than finding the two solutions and adding them together. But again, we're trying to find the vertex. So we have found the x value is negative 5, but we still need to find that y value, right? We're finding a point on a graph, okay? So we have to plug this number back in, same as we did before. There's no shortcut for this part. We just still have got to do it, okay? So when we plug in negative 5 squared, that's going to give us 25, plus 10 times negative 5, that's negative 50, okay, and then we still have this plus 16 hanging out. When we combine all those together, we get negative 9. Okay, you may remember we did this problem in our in-person class last week, and we get the exact same answer if we use the shortcut versus the regular way, okay? And we can look back at the graph. If I graphed this parabola, x squared plus 10x plus 16, we see that this point right here is at negative 5, negative 9, and that's the answer that we got using the shortcut, okay? Now I want you to practice that using one of the problems on the Pick'em slide.